Hey, and welcome to the Meditations and Musings podcast. I'm Elena Lipson. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, and I'm the founder of the Divine Self-Care Circle membership and the Virtual Retreat Academy. I don't believe that you have to sacrifice your body, your health, or your family in order to create true abundance and prosperity. I believe in living based on the divine feminine metrics of success, and these include pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. Each week, I'll bring you 1 to 2 new episodes. One of these will be a guided meditation that you don't have to do on the meditation pillow, and the other will be a conversation to help you access your inner wisdom, to ignite abundance, and inspire others to do the same. I invite you to join me on this journey back to the magic of a divinely aligned and well cared for you. And now, join me for today's episode.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Divine Self-Care Meditations and Musings. This is Elena Lipson, your host and your meditation guide for today. We're jumping into a very simple but very powerful meditation that I like to do when I have choices to make. One of the things that you have probably heard me talk about in the past, if you have listened to this podcast at all for any length of time, is that I am a big believer that you know what's right for you and that you are guided by divine, by spirit, by your angels, by your own intuition and your own experiences. And you are the person who knows what's best for you, so that when you choose to start asking so many people for your opinions, you will get more and more confused as you go. So that the thing that you are missing the most is this trust within yourself. And sometimes the most simple solution is to just close your eyes and to do this little version of a powerful meditation that helps you to choose really your path, the path that's right for you. And my strong belief is that while those around you, your coaches, your friends, your siblings, your parents, whoever, can give you great advice, absolutely wonderful advice. They can help you avoid pitfalls. They can help you make shortcuts on a path that might be really, really long, especially when it comes to starting a business or anything like that. Even parenting, I've gotten some amazing advice that I really, really cherish. But the opposite can happen as well. You can get overwhelmed by so many people's voices in your head that you stop hearing your own. And that's when you start to spin out. That's when you start to feel overwhelmed, confused, tired, exhausted, like you can't make a decision, and your brain power actually takes up a lot of your energy, right? When you have a choice that is open loop, and closing loops is one of the things that I teach. In fact, I have an episode called Closing the Loops that you can listen to. I'll make sure I link to it in the notes. But it's all about having these choices that are unsettled and all of these things that you are starting but not finishing because you don't know how to finish or you don't know the decision to make. And that all pulls on your energy. Unfinished projects, unfinished choices, all of that is taking away from you moving forward in the things and projects and situations and even relationships that you really want to move forward with in your life. So this is really, really important. So before we dive into this multiple paths meditation, I want to remind you that this podcast is sponsored by 66 Sacred Rituals, and it is by far one of the most powerful courses that I've put out there. The feedback still to this day from women who've taken it years ago is phenomenal, and it is a daily practice where for 66 days, which is statistically proven to be a very powerful number in terms of building a new habit. So if you're looking to build a spiritual habit, a habit of listening to your intuition, of connecting with your higher self, this is probably the most powerful way, other than a deep meditation practice, that I have found. And they're active and they're fun and they're creative and they're sexy. So I have 66 Sacred Rituals is my audio program every day for 66 days. I send you an audio prompt where you go into the portal and you access it, where I send you all the links. And you basically do this meditation or ritual or some sort of movement that I guide you through with my voice. And that each one is less than about 10 minutes. There is one that is more than 10 minutes, and that's okay though. It's, you're worth the time. You are worth 10 minutes of your time to reconnect with your heart, your soul, your intuition. So I want to gift you a $10 off coupon because you are a listener of this podcast. All you have to do is go to elenalipson.com/gift. And when you check out, you just use the coupon code podcast. That's it. You can check the notes of this iTunes notes page if you're forgetting, or if you're driving, or if you're walking, whatever, just go back to the notes and you can always check it out. It's just elenalipson.com/gift, coupon code podcast. Super simple, super easy. I'd love to hear how it goes for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into this meditation. It's called the Multiple Paths Meditation. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable and let your eyes close gently. Breathe and relax and let go of the thoughts or distractions of the day. Imagine yourself walking down a path and feel the ground under your feet. Take a few moments to notice what's around you and notice that the weather is just right for you. While you're walking, go over the decision you have to make. Maybe there's multiple choices. Go over the choices in your mind and consider what the options are in relation to this decision that you have to make. Then go ahead and number each option. You might have 2 options or more. As you continue walking, a little way ahead, the path breaks up into several paths. The pathway splits into as many paths as you have possibilities in relation to your decision. When you come to the place in the path where the road divides, stop for a moment and notice that each path represents one of your options. Number the paths in any direction that's comfortable for you and let those numbers correspond to the numbers of your possibilities. If you feel your body tensing up, take your time and take a breath in and out and just notice the options that you have. Sometimes just seeing that you do have options can help you to relax and feel empowered that there's a choice to make and that you can make that choice. You're responsible. Now slowly travel down one of the paths. Notice how you feel. Where does the path take you? And how comfortable are you on this path? Does it feel right? Take some time and explore the path. Think about the options that unfold in your imagination as you make this particular choice. How does it feel in your body? Do you feel tense? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel excited? When you finished, go ahead and come back to the beginning. Now choose another path and explore it just as you did the first one. Continue exploring until you've experienced each path. Let your imagination and your intuition guide you in exploring what unfolds down each path. Again, if you find your body tensing up, getting rigid, just take a nice deep breath. And give yourself some time to explore as many paths as you have options, noticing how your body feels, any emotions that come up as you go down the path. This is a skill that you can do and use as often as you like. You can choose as many paths as you like and come back to this skill as long as you want. Now take a few moments to reflect on your meditation and what you experienced. Contemplate which path felt most intuitionally right for you. The wonderful thing about this kind of meditation is that you can do it really quickly, meaning that you can just sit down for a minute and grab your journal and write down a few options. Sometimes if you are pre-meditation, you can go in and just, write down, here's the decision I'm trying to make. Here's a few options that I have. Here is maybe the 2 or 3 choices. Like if you can narrow it down and then sit down into meditation and you can really feel into each option. So for example, this is something you could do if you are deciding between, 2 places that you want to move or 3 places you want to move. Or maybe you're deciding on a couple of logos for your business, or maybe you're deciding on a class schedule for your kids, or maybe you're deciding on something as simple as how to, what color to paint your wall. And that can really keep people, some people can really get wrapped up in this sort of decision-making, overwhelm, paralysis, right? This really feeling like you have to make the right decision and the perfect decision. If you don't, things are going to fall apart. And so you get stuck really not trusting the fact that any decision that you make, you can make that the right decision. Even if it fails miserably, you're still going to learn something. And even if it ends up being not the right wall color that you don't really love, you can always paint over it, right? So you start feeling into the process and getting empowered. And sometimes the easiest thing to do is just to sit down, close your eyes, and just imagine each option as a path that you're walking down, and to start noticing how it feels in your body, how it feels in your heart, how it feels in your belly. Are you excited? Do you feel dread? Right? So some people get into this idea that you have to make one decision only, and you can just decide to choose based on your own intuitive knowing. And for me, it's really powerful. And I kind of forget sometimes, like, oh wait, I do have this really powerful decision-making tool. So you can take it in a couple of steps. So that first step being sitting down with your journal and, a piece of paper and a pen, and just writing down what the decision is at the top, and then what are my options, and really getting clear. And you can probably even discount or get rid of some options based on just sitting down and looking at them and just realizing, like, yeah, no, this is definitely not something I want to do. So sometimes even just spending a few minutes with yourself, reflecting on which one, if I had to choose my top 2 or my top 3, what would it be? And then taking those top 2 or 3 into your meditation that we just walked through, choosing from those multiple paths. You can use door frames, you can use, each one would represent a door. You can use paths in the forest, whatever visually stimulates your creativity and your sense of walking through it. I do love the pathways because it feels like I can sort of walk into it and I can start feeling what it feels like to walk down that path. And again, this isn't to say that it's all of a sudden going to become super easy, but what you're doing is you're building your inner muscle. You're building your intuitive knowing and your sense of knowing what a yes feels like in your body, knowing what a no feels like in your body, because if you don't get that sense, you don't ever know if it's the right decision because you're waiting for other people to give you permission, to give you an answer, to give you the understanding. So I really want you to get into the habit of understanding that you are the one who can be the decision maker, an intuitive decision maker. And then you don't have to feel like you are needing to defend yourself to other people. You don't need to defend a decision when you know it is right for you, right? It's the defending comes in when you feel unsure, right? I've experienced this with lots of clients and friends in my own life. I see clients who feel like they have to defend their decisions. And once you are super clear, you don't need to defend it. No one's asking you to defend your decision. There's just a sense of inner clarity and inner confidence, which does not mean that the fear goes away. The fear might still be there. You may even still doubt your decision, but then you start doing it and taking action and it begins to feel more right? So that's the gift I want you to give yourself today, is this understanding that you have the ability to really, really create a decision process for yourself. And the more you do this with small decisions, that you can get better and better at really making decisions for yourself without feeling like you need to ask everybody else for an opinion. So I want to leave you with a poem, and I want you to really take the words in to understand that you can let go of notions of getting it wrong. You can let go of getting it right. You can let go of other people's opinions. So I want to read to you one of my favorite poems called She Let Go, and it's by Reverend Sapphire Rose. So go ahead and take it in. She let go. She let go without a thought or a word. She let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all the right reasons. Wholly and completely, without hesitation or worry, she just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't search for the scriptures. She just let go. She let go of all of the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of the planning and all of the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date in her day timer. She made no public announcement and put no ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't do a 5-step spiritual mind treatment. She didn't call the prayer line. She didn't utter one word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked her or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good and it wasn't bad. It was what it was, and it is just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her hair, and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. I wish for you all the letting go of all the things holding you back, all the limiting beliefs, all the limited perceptions, and I invite you to just let go. Thank you so much for being here with me on this episode of the Divine Self-Care Meditations and Musings, and I will see you next time.
Thank you so much for listening and learning about the new Divine Self-Care way of being in your life, business, and the bedroom based on the divine feminine metrics of success: pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. If you're ready to bust the myth of overwhelm and tap into an inspired start to each day, I've put together a free video series for you to help you start each day with energy, inspiration, and ignite that inner pilot light which attracts joy, magic, and synchronicity. You can access my 3-step magic morning practice to help you ignite your inner light and attract the abundance that you're craving. Head on over to elenalipson.com/gift. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would so love if you share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, a daughter, and please leave a review. That is how the magic starts to ripple out. Here's wishing you a day full of beauty, magic, and divine self-care. I'll see you next time at the Meditations and Musings podcast.